This isn't the setup I wanted for this video. I actually tried to record this video like 9 times. I started at the park because I took my daughter and my nephew. They were not having fun, but I got some really good bloopers. I took them home, put them in their cage. Just kidding. And I left them with my mom. Went somewhere. Tried to do my video. Was gonna be the video I was gonna use, and my computer crashed and I couldn't edit it. I was in the process of editing it, and then I was watching it and I'm like, I can't use this. So here we are. Um, as you saw in my intro, this video is going to be about us moving to Texas and what happened before my niece passed, her passing, and where we are today. So I actually, in my last, or in the video that I was going to use, I talked about what my channel was going to be about. And I'm going to leave that for another video, just so I can get more in depth. I was trying to be quick about it, and I don't want to make this video too long. So just going straight to what this video is supposed to be about. So my niece passed away September 26th. My sister's house caught fire like 10 a.m. and my mom called me, so I had to leave work, and I went to one hospital, ended up having to go to another hospital because she was going to be transported. And long story short, a nurse came into where the room where the baby was, the room that the baby was in, and they had her and my brother-in-law go sit across the hall where my niece was. And my dad went over there and he was hugging my sister, and I ended up going over there, and I realized that they were working on her. She was surrounded by like at least 12 nurses and doctors, and it was a movie scene. I had experienced death face to face. I mean, not personally, but I've seen people pass, and it was rough. But watching my 9-year-old niece pass away and going through what she went through, it was tough. And they were working on her for about an hour and a half, and the doctor called it. She passed around 3-ish, and the things that I still have trouble with are seeing her the way that I saw her, really every day, just reminding myself that she's gone, because I used to do volunteer work and trained by psychologists and professionals about the process of grieving a death. And the most important part of grieving is constantly telling yourself they're dead and not passed away, not we lost my niece, she's dead. And as soon as I knew that she was gone, she was dead, I told myself this is a part of life. She's in a better place. She was living a good life, and I can honestly say she was probably the happiest I've ever seen her. So I was content. But seeing her the way that I saw her, that really hasn't left my thoughts. I remember that same moment, leaving the room, going straight with the baby, and just having it in my heart to be with him. And as soon as I walked in, he was smiling. So I know some of you are like, what's that have to do with anything? But I feel like, you know, the same moment my niece passed and I go to her son's room and he's smiling, I don't know, I feel like she might have went and tickled his feet. But later that night we ended up telling Dad, my nephew, and he was on his way from Texas to Arizona, and somebody was driving him here, and we ended up telling him over the phone, and that was rough, but he made it, about 2 a.m., and then I went home. But every day I made my way to the hospital, make sure I was with the baby, loved on the baby, showed him that missing piece. And it was just on my heart. Like, I could not do that. That was all I wanted to do. What is this? Wow. So I was there every day. He was there for a week, and he came home. I was off of work that week. In my boss's words, take the time you need. So I did, and I went back to work Thursday, a week later. I had a lot of anxiety. I wanted to cry. I thought it would be easy to have a distraction in that time, but it was actually really rough. And Friday I asked to work from home, and weekend went by. Monday I had requested the day off prior to all of this happening, but came back to work Tuesday, and I actually got laid off of work, which still surprises me. Don't know why. All they said was the company's gonna move forward without you guys. I actually got fired. I'm not gonna say fired. I'm gonna say laid off. Laid off with somebody else, and if you ask me, that's kind of unprofessional, but what do I know? And I was driving home upset, and I text my nephew, like, what if I move to Texas with you? Of course, you gotta pay me. But I could be the baby's caretaker. You will have him with you every day, and it'll give me the opportunity to be a full-time mom. Because when I was working, I was a full-time employee and a part-time mom. Not only that, I drove to work 50 miles one way. And so counting driving time, like more than 8 hours, I was away from my child, and I hated that. So I told him, you can help me and I can help you. And as a single parent, I know what it's like to have a child and love them and want to be with them constantly. But I also know that he's a man, and it's totally, completely different, man and woman. As a mother, I want to be with my child to like cuddle with her and love on her and show her girly stuff and teach her about emotions and reading and my mom's calling me. But show her that part of life. And a man is, I'm just assuming here, I guess. They're the bread makers. They're the ones that are protectors. They're the ones that bring in the bread. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally two different perspectives, but emotionally, I wanted to be there for him because he's a 21-year-old widow now, and he's a single parent now to a baby boy that lost his mama that was with him constantly because he was gone for basic training or however it works. But I just felt like if I can help him, I'm gonna help him. And I hope that my actions rub off on him, just to show him that, yeah, it's hard being a single parent, but with love, all is possible. And as long as you love them, it'll be okay. And I know love doesn't pay the bills, and love doesn't have everything to do with it. But, so this video is not 1,000 minutes long. I'm just gonna stick with love. But, my intentions are just to be there for them. And hopefully just give them just a tiny bit of faith that it's gonna be okay. I couldn't imagine losing the love of my life. Although they were young. Love is love, man. At 15, 16, 30, 100, love is love. When you love somebody, you love them. And to lose them the way that he lost his wife, I couldn't imagine. Prior to doing this video, he called me because he was having a hard time. I'm sorry I'm putting this out there. But it's true. And it's good to know that he can call me and express that to me. And that's kind of what my channel's about. So stay tuned for that video. But that's really it. I miss my niece every day. I don't want to cry, but I read a book a long time ago because I was having a hard time with my faith in God and the way that I grew up, and it's called When Bad Things Happen to Good People. I actually bought that for my nephew, and what I got from that book is not everything happens for a reason. I don't believe that. I don't believe that everything happens for a reason. Some things do happen for a reason. And sometimes shit happens and it sucks. And I'm going to link down below a video of Harold S. Kushner, the author of the book, talking about what the book is about and how he dealt with a loss in his life. And so part of that realization that sometimes shit happens and the only thing we really have control over is ourselves, and how we move forward is the most important part.
Hey, Mom.
Hi. So, I got a lot from that book, and I'm gonna end the video here because this little monkey.
I see the world.
Whose kids are those? Just kidding, they're mine. And Chunky Monkey. No.
Why?
Because I'm doing a video.
No.